Peter swore he never would. He said it directly to Jesus. He said it in front of the other disciples. His voice carried confidence, loyalty, and certainty. He had left his fishing nets behind. He had abandoned his former life. He had walked on water at Jesus' command and witnessed miracles that shattered every rule of nature. To Peter, denying Jesus was unthinkable. Yet on the very night Jesus was arrested, before dawn broke over Jerusalem, Peter would do exactly what he believed was impossible. In a dimly lit courtyard, surrounded by strangers and warmed by firelight, Peter faced no Roman soldier and no religious authority. Instead, he faced simple questions. You were with him, weren't you? Each denial escaped his mouth instinctively, driven not by hatred, but by fear. And with every word, something inside him fractured. This is not merely the story of a momentary failure. It is the story of how the boldest disciple collapsed under pressure, and why his fall still speaks powerfully to humanity 2,000 years later. If you have ever made a promise to God and felt like you failed, stay until the end. Jesus was not surprised. Before Peter ever denied him, Jesus had already spoken the words that sealed the moment. Before the rooster crows, you will deny me 3 times. To Peter, this prophecy was unthinkable. He saw himself as a defender, not a deserter. As someone willing to die, not hide. Yet the true shock came after the final denial, when the rooster crowed, and Jesus, bruised and bound, turned his head and looked directly at Peter. It was not a look of anger. It was a look of recognition, of fulfillment, of truth unfolding exactly as spoken. That silent moment crushed Peter more deeply than any physical punishment could have. He was not arrested. He was not beaten. He was left alone with the sound of his own voice saying, I do not know him. In Jewish tradition, denying one's teacher was a rupture of sacred loyalty. Peter's greatest collapse did not come through violence. It came through fear. Comment if fear has ever made you deny what you truly believed. Peter's story does not end with denial. And this is the revelation most people overlook. After the resurrection, Jesus does not confront Peter with accusations. He does not recount his failures. Instead, he asks one question 3 times. Do you love me? For every denial, a restoration. For every public failure, a personal reaffirmation. Jesus does not restore Peter by ignoring his collapse, but by walking directly through it. From that moment forward, Peter was no longer the same man. The disciple who trembled before a servant girl would later stand before crowds and rulers without fear. The man who denied out of self-preservation would proclaim truth even under threat of death. The revelation is clear. True faith is not proven by never falling, but by how one rises after falling. Peter was not chosen because he was flawless. He was restored because he was broken and transformed. If this story speaks to you, share it with someone who needs restoration. Peter was restored, but his journey did not end there. Years later, he would face persecution once again. This time, not in a quiet courtyard, but under the power of the Roman Empire. According to early Christian tradition, when Peter was sentenced to death, he requested to be crucified upside down, not because he was unworthy of honor, but because he never forgot the night he denied his Lord. The question this story leaves behind is not what Peter did, but what we do when we fail. Everyone has a courtyard. Everyone has moments of fear, silence, and denial. Peter's story is not ancient history. It is a mirror, and what comes next depends on how we respond. Subscribe for the next episode, The Disciple Who Doubted and Touched the Wounds.